Hello YouTube, it is your boy B3 back with another kicking cheesy sci-fi movie review. Today we have another genuinely good one from this classic 50 movie sci-fi set. Yeah, featuring Gamera, and today is actually a Showa Gamera film. And not just a Gamera film, the Gamera film, the very first Gamera film, Gamera the Invincible, starring Albert Decker, Brian Deloney, Diane Findlay, and etc. It's from 1966. It's black and white, unrated. And it's pretty cool. This is the version that has all the American footage cut into it. I've never seen the Japanese-only version. I know a friend who has it, but I have never seen it. I've only ever seen this version with American footage spliced into it. And I've seen it many, many times. Here's a quick read-up. After the atomic bombs carried by a shot-down Soviet bomber explode in the Arctic, the creature Gamera is released from his hibernation. The giant prehistoric turtle proceeds on a path to Tokyo and destroys anything in his path. The military and the scientific community rush to find a means to stop this monster before Tokyo is laid to waste. Yeah, so there's this little altercation with some American and Soviet planes, and then they go down in the Arctic. The resulting atomic bomb explosion awakens Gamera, who literally feeds off of heat. Like, there are scenes in the film where he eats fire and stuff. It's actually a very big plot point. So he awakens, and he's based on kind of Inuit mythology, which is pretty cool. You don't see a lot of that. But he's a big turtle, breathes fire, walks on his hind legs. Very, very cool. His weakness is ice, which is because he was frozen. And they do try to freeze him at one point in the movie. Spoilers from this point on. And they end up getting him on his back. And, you know, turtles have trouble getting up once they're on their backs, and they'll actually suffocate if they stay on their back too long. So he was on his back, and then they were like, we got him, and then he tucks all his limbs and stuff into his shell, and he spins, and he flies. Like, he shoots fire out the holes of his shell, and he flies. And it was awesome. It's a great reveal. It had a lot of good foreshadowing leading up to it. Maybe even a little too much, but it was still really hard to guess that he would do that. I mean, I knew he would do that because I've seen this film multiple times. And two, the first Gamera film I ever saw was Gamera vs. Jiger, aka Gamera vs. Monster X. So, that's that. But he can fly, he can breathe fire, he can eat fire, and he actually has a healing coma ability, and he can survive in the vacuum of space. We don't really see those last two things. We kind of see the vacuum in space one a little bit, because the way they defeat Gamera is they use his hunger for flames, and they light a trail of fire, lure him into a rocket, and then launch him to Mars. They launch him to Mars. And of course it doesn't work because there's an entire Gamera film series. He comes back. But at the end of this movie it appears that it works. And I just, you know, it's just... Gamera's a classic monster that I feel like doesn't get enough attention. Sure, most of his Showa films sucked, but his Heisei films were incredible, and his One Millennium film really isn't bad at all either. You know? So... you got Gamera. He's got all this, you know, they even made a concept trailer for a 2015 Gamera movie, and we never got it. And I feel like now is the time for Gamera to really make a comeback, you know? Because we have all these monster movies coming out these days, many of which are giant monster movies, and I think Gamera could really thrive in today's market, you know what I'm saying? Gamera could really thrive in today's market. So... now let's talk about his suit. This Gamera suit is one of the better ones for the Showa series. I feel like they get progressively worse as the Showa series go on. The one in this movie and the one in Gamera vs. Barugon are probably the best ones, and then the ones after that are all bad. And then the one in Gamera vs. the Super Monster is varying because that's just a big stock footage fuckfest, which we'll be reviewing at some point, if I can ever muster up the courage to watch it again, that is. But Gamera the Invincible, the first Gamera film, it is a genuinely good movie. If you love monster movies, cheesy sci-fi movies, turtles, or kaiju films just at all, you know, Gamera the Invincible is definitely a movie for you. It shouldn't be too hard to find. There are many multi-movie sets that have this film on it. I actually have multiple copies of this film because I have several multi-movie sets that include it. So you should be able to watch Gamera the Invincible relatively easily if you want to. So that is it. Thank you all very much for your support. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Hit that like button for turtles. Be sure to support us on Patreon. And next time, let me look on my list and see what we're reviewing next time. Next time, oh my god, next time's a treat. Next time is a fucking treat. Santa Claus conquers the frickin' Martians, dude. Oh man, Santa Claus conquers the Martians is next. That's gonna be a crazy one. I've seen it before. It's gonna be crazy. So I'm gonna go rewatch that so I can review it. And I'll see you all next time.